Today we're going to be building my brother's first PC.
Hey, my name's Eddie, and I found my line. Hey, my name is Eddie. I've watched him build a PC before. Hey, my name's Eddie. I've watched him build a PC before, but I've actually never done it myself.
Alright, so let's go over all the parts first. By the way, before we go over all the specs, everything is going to be linked in the description down below for your convenience. Some of them are affiliate links, so I do earn a small amount of commission from them at no additional cost to you. So the cooler is the NZXT Kraken X53. I've already used it before, so we're going to have to apply some thermal paste, and I left it over there, but I'll grab it later. The graphics card is the RTX 3070 Ti. He basically waited at Best Buy at 1 a.m. To get this, so yeah, we're gonna be putting this inside the build. The CPU, or the processor, the brain of the computer is the Ryzen 5 5600X. We haven't opened it up yet. For other RGB fans, we have the Landly Unifan AL120s. We're gonna install Windows on a SanDisk 500GB SSD. This is just a basic 2.5-inch one. For RAM, we have a kit of G.Skill Trident Z Royals. This is 32GB of 3600 megahertz. The power supply is the Corsair SF750 80 Plus Platinum. We also have a 1TB NVMe SSD from Western Digital for mass storage, like storing games and other photos and videos. The motherboard is the Asus RG Strix B550i. It's a great motherboard. I'm currently using it in my small form factor PC, and it is updated for Ryzen 5000 CPU, so that should work well. The case is the NZXT H210. They sent it over to me a few months ago, and I did use it for my personal build. But I upgraded to the Landly PC011 Dynamic Mini, so I don't need this case anymore. All right, so let's start unboxing everything. So open up the boxes and just take everything out. We don't need the cooler yet, but can you grab me scissors? I'm just gonna cut through this part. Or like,
Oh,
make it quicker.
Unboxing stuff?
Yeah. Got the SSD. That's the motherboard. Everything basically plugs into the motherboard, and we might need the manual too in case. Put that on the floor next to you, or yeah. All right, let's go over through some quick explanations first, just since he doesn't know that much about components. So this is the CPU. It's the central processing unit, otherwise known as the processor. People refer to it as the brain of the computer. The motherboard, everything plugs into the motherboard. The SSD, this is for long-term storage, like storing games, videos, photos. And then we have another SSD. This one's a slightly slower one and a different form factor. So we're gonna put Windows, the operating system, in here. RAM is like short-term storage. It's where the PC temporarily stores files. The graphics processing unit processes visual information. The power supply converts AC to DC power, so it gets power from the wall or an outlet or whatever and converts it into power that the other components can use. And the fans move air so that everything can cool properly. So let's get the motherboard out of the anti-static bag. Look at the CPU. You can see a gold triangle on the bottom left.
Oh yeah.
There. And then it's also right there. So you have to line up the gold triangle with the triangle on the socket. Oh yeah, I forgot. Wait, put it down. Lift up the socket arm. Right here, all the way. Yeah, and then when you're gonna hold it by the sides and then drop it in slowly, but don't push it down. So the triangle is right there, and line it up like that. Yeah, just line it up with the pins, and yeah, okay, and then push this down all the way. Push it down all the way. Yeah,
oh,
like that.
In.
Yeah. Okay. Just installed this first CPU ever. Okay, we need a screwdriver. Why do I not have a screwdriver? Okay, unclick these, the tabs for the RAM. Yeah, pull it. Or push it down, I mean. Yeah, like that. And then take out the RAM stick. So you can just hold them by the sides so you don't get fingerprints. But there is a notch on the slot, and then there should be a notch on the
and those
the connector. So yeah, line it up. And then push it down with 2 hands until this goes up. You have to push it more force. Yeah, like that. Okay. So we're gonna put the SSD in the M.2 heatsink at the bottom of the motherboard. So that's the heatsink, and you have to peel off the tape on that.
Peel it right now.
Yeah. And then you're gonna line up the connector.
Is it this way?
Yeah, at a 30-degree like a 30-degree angle, like that. And then put a finger and then hold it down. Okay, yeah, that should be good. Wait, I mixed up the screws.
What? Wait, so this one's...
Yeah, that actually was that one. And by the way, I usually recommend testing outside the case first, so just making sure that your system boots and that everything works. But we don't really have time for that. So unscrew this side panel. I think I might have tightened it first, or before I put it inside the box.
Yeah,
that one. No, the other one. This is for the power supply. By the way, this PC build video is not going to be a complete guide because I've already made a couple other videos. And I'll probably make a new guide soon since I have 2 new camera angles. Oh wait, no, I almost forgot about the I/O shield. You have to put this in first to make sure all the ports line up. So it goes in from the inside, and then make sure that you can read the text. Make sure, yeah, all the corners are pushed in. Last corner, I think.
I think it's in.
Okay, yeah. And then hold the motherboard by the sides. And then lower it down to the 4 standoff. So just line it up with the I/O shield in the back. I think you have to let go of that hand and then hold it like this. I think we need to push it in a little bit more. Can you unscrew the fans here? Because we're gonna change them out. Okay, and save these screws because we're gonna use them to screw on the new fans. Actually, just let it dangle there for now. We're gonna screw the motherboard in to make sure that it doesn't move around, right?
Flat.
Yeah. Okay, get 4 of them.
Wait, is it a line?
No. Put on the magnetic tip screwdriver first, and then line it up.
I think I need the small. Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah. And then let me push the motherboard to line it up. Okay, that should be good.
Okay.
Okay, I think we should do the power supply first because I don't want to put in the fans yet. So the power supply powers everything inside the PC. We need all the cables as well as the I have the SFX plate already in here. So here's the power supply. Need scissors?
Wait, I'll just use this.
Okay, so the power supply is an SFX unit. It's pretty small, and I wanted an SFX one because a smaller one would allow for better GPU airflow just for this particular case. And since this is fully modular, we're gonna have to plug in all the cables ourselves. Then this helps with cable management. So we need the 24-pin motherboard cable. That's to power the motherboard. And the RTX 3070 Ti requires 2 8-pin PCIe connectors, and then we have an SSD, a 2.5-inch one, so we'll need the SATA power cable. Are you looking? Okay, and then it says CPU. Okay, and the rest of the cables we can keep inside the box. Got all the cables unraveled. Okay, so we're gonna plug in the end that says type 4 into the power supply. Yeah, peripheral SATA. This is for the SSD. Just put it anywhere here, yeah. Okay, we got all the cables plugged into the power supply. So we're gonna screw down the power supply with the fan facing down because there is a dust filter at the bottom of the case, and the power supply is gonna intake fresh air from the bottom, exhaust it out the back. Okay, so line up the power supply into the compartment here.
This way?
Yeah. The 6-32 screw hexagon, take out 4 of them. Use one hand to hold the power supply and then the other to screw down 4 screws. I'll get the other screwdriver to make this more efficient. We got the power supply in. The power supply yet again powers the entire system, so it provides power for all the components. The cables are pretty short since this is an SFX power supply. I don't know if it'll reach all the parts. And extensions also look good, so we're gonna plug in these cable extensions. Make sure that it's a 6+2 so it plugs in. Stuff it under here somewhere for now. So the motherboard 24-pin routed to the main compartment. Okay, yeah, I think you line it up. You just have to push it all the way down. Let's do the CPU power cable now. So this one. So this is gonna power the processor. Route this through the top corner over here. And then we'll have to plug into that. Pretty difficult since this is a mini ITX case and this is his first build. I mean, it's not gonna be too hard because this case is actually pretty big for being such such a small one.
Wait, I think it's in.
So these ports aren't gonna work unless they're actually plugged into the motherboard. So we don't need, do you need front panel audio? You're not gonna plug in like
No, I don't think so.
yeah. You're gonna use like USB headphones, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we don't need front panel audio, thankfully, because this mini ITX board is a hassle to plug in front panel audio. Front panel connectors, NZXT just puts it in a convenient block, the F panel. The USB-C cable, as well as USB 3.0, which is the blue tipped one. So let's do USB 3.0 first for the USB type A port. So route it through the main compartment here. Oh wait, and there's a notch. So this is gonna be for the power button as well as power reset. No, the missing pin is on the upper left.
Oh.
That was very easy since NZXT is very beginner friendly. I love how they put the F panel, the front panel block instead of like the individual connectors, because then you'd have to pull out the manual to check everything out. Okay, so we got all the front panel cables in. We didn't need audio. We have the PCIe power cable as well as SATA. Okay, so we'll open the Kraken X53 RGB box. Okay, and then we plug the out to the AIO, liquid cooler. Okay, yeah, it's a whole bunch of cables for RGB at the top and the back of the case. So this side is the front side of the fan. So if you see the front side, then it exhausts, or it pushes air this way. And then if you see the back side, then it pushes air towards you. Okay, we got one fan in. Let's do the other one at the top. Is it lined up?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, so we got the front panel out. All right, and we're gonna put the fans toward the inside of the case just so we can see more of the RGB. And these fans are gonna be bringing in fresh air through the radiator, so we wanna have the fans like this. Okay, so this is the AIO liquid cooler. There's a fingerprint on the cold plate. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to get some isopropyl alcohol to wipe off the fingerprint because that is not good. These are unifans, so you can actually slide them together. So line them up and then slide them together. Yeah, they're just stacked together like this. So we need to screw the fans onto the radiator first, and then the radiator onto the bracket with the shorter screws. And now we need to screw the radiator onto the bracket. Okay, now the radiator is onto the bracket, the fans are onto the radiator. We can pull this through here and make sure this lines up. Route it through here. Use the thumb screws to screw the bracket back on. We need to install the AM4 standoffs, and we are going to leave the stock AM4 black plate that came with the motherboard. Okay, now that the standoffs for the cooler are in place, we can we can apply some thermal paste, lower down the pump block, and then screw this down with thumb screws. But we need to get some isopropyl alcohol first to wipe off the cold plate and the CPU in case there's a little bit of dust, and get some thermal paste. Okay, so I have some coffee filters over here just so we can pour some isopropyl alcohol to wipe off the CPU as well as the cold plate. And I'll wipe the cold plate of the cooler. Look at this dirty fingerprint. Alcohol is just gonna take care of it, hopefully.
Did you wipe this side too?
We'll wipe that later.
Okay.
So we're gonna apply thermal paste on the heat spreader of the CPU, and then we're going to lower this down. The RAM is not clearing! Oh my God, the tubes are touching it. So we're gonna have to, I think we're gonna actually have to mount it like this. So the good thing about NZXT's new coolers is that you can actually take off the bracket and then just adjust it like this. So, and then you can also rotate the pump cap so that the NZXT logo looks right. Lower it down like this, the tubes are gonna exit from the bottom. And then once the thermal paste is in between that, we'll get the thumb screws and then screw it down like that. But we have to put the thermal paste first. So this is gonna be your first time applying thermal paste. This stuff basically just transfers heat. So it transfers heat from the CPU onto the cooler. Wait, don't touch it. Don't touch the CPU. No, just leave it there. There's a hair? So just get the syringe and then put like a pea-sized amount in the center. We just start squeezing and put a little bit more, and a little bit more. Okay, that should be good. That should spread out pretty evenly just with the mounting pressure of the cooler. So we gotta make sure this is the right way, and then lower it down to the standoffs and make sure it lines. Oh wait, we almost forgot. We have to plug in the cables to the side of this. How did I forget? Do you see a USB cable anywhere? Okay, there it is. What?
Oh wait, this one?
Oh yeah, that one. Where? Oh my god.
Under.
Okay, so we have to plug this into the pump here. Yeah, line it up. And make sure to push it down. Is it down?
Yeah.
Okay, hold it down. Let me get the thumb screws. Just put it on a screwdriver and then... So we're gonna do the opposite corners for the thumb screws. So we're gonna do a little bit on the top left corner, a bit on the bottom right, and then top left and top left. Now that it is finger tight, screw it down with the screwdrivers. You can see that the main compartment of the build has a ton of cables just dangling around. So we're gonna route them through to the other compartment. Now we got a huge bundle of cables at the back. So we can plug in USB 2.0 because this one isn't too difficult. So it should be down here. Okay, I plugged in the fan, so that's basically going to allow you to control them with the motherboard and power them on. So we still have a bunch of cables back here. We should install the SSD now. So let's get a SATA data cable out. So SATA data is going to allow you to access the data on the SSD itself. And then we have SATA power from the power supply over here. But first we need to take off this 2.5-inch SSD bracket that NZXT includes. Screw down the SSD like this, and then use SATA data, plug that into the motherboard. So we need to screw this. Now that the SSD is screwed onto this, we can put this back on. Is it in?
I don't think it's in.
So we got the SSD in, we got the AIO in. I think now we gotta do RGB for the Lian Li fans. Wait, there's only one USB 2.0 port. So we're gonna install this right now, but the RGB is not gonna be controllable.
Is it like actually messed up?
Yeah, the connector is messed up. It's like pushed all the way back. Well, we didn't even have another USB 2.0 port anyway.
Why is it so far in?
I don't know. We didn't have another USB 2.0 port anyway, so because we were using two different RGB products, like RGB fans from NZXT and then Lian Li's. So we're gonna use the Arctic P12 fans in white instead. These are non-RGB, and it'll be way easier to just plug in because there's so much RGB stuff right now, and the AIO liquid cooler that it's just way too many cables. Okay, just screw that in. Then I'll put this back. Put it in. All right, we are back with building this PC. We just took a short break, so progress. We switched the fans over to the Arctic P12 fans in white because the Lian Li ones didn't really work with the USB 2.0 header. We only have one of those, so we can't do that. All the cables are plugged in. I think the only thing we have to do now is plug in the graphics card and then turn it on. So we're actually pretty close to being finished. And then we have to unscrew these two screws. The 3070 Ti is down here right now, and you want to take off the connector cover?
You just
pull it.
Oh.
Okay, and push the PCIe tab down right here. Push it down. Okay, so now we can, so now what you have to do is hold it like this. Oh my. Wait, this doesn't fit. Hold on.
This part isn't gonna go in. I think unless you
Angle it?
I think we should have put this in before the fans.
No, we got this. Oh, okay. Okay, so I kind of had to do a little part of it, but there was really tight clearance. I had to push the tubes out and then angle that side in. So you're supposed to line it up with the PCIe slot and then push it in until you hear a click. And then push it in. Wait.
I don't think that's aligned.
Yeah, there. And then push it. You should hear a click. Okay, I think that's it.
Okay.
So far, so good. Okay, we need to get the cable mod cable. So we're gonna route this a little more this way. Okay, that, yeah. Yeah, so I think we can actually start turning this thing on. So I'm gonna cut right here and then set up the portable monitor, clear out this desk, and we're gonna turn on this PC for the first time. So let's go. I gotta plug in the keyboard. Okay, so now we finished the PC build. We got our portable monitor and the keyboard and mouse here, so we're gonna turn it on now. Do you wanna click the power button? Oh, wait. We forgot to, wait.
Oh.
We flicked. Did we flick it on? We did flick it on.
We did?
Wait.
Sure. Has it been on?
Wait, has it been on? Wait, click it again. What? Wait. Okay, we're gonna disconnect the front panel, the F panel block. I'm gonna turn on the PC and then stick the screwdriver into here to short the pins. I wonder if it's the motherboard 24 pin. Okay, so we encountered a problem with the motherboard 24 pin. I think that one might have been faulty because one of the cables was kind of dangling out. So I swapped it to a different one. Hopefully that was the issue. So we're gonna plug in the power supply. I'm gonna flick the power supply switch on. Try the power button. Oh!
Oh.
Wait, don't touch anything. Don't. It's gonna power cycle a couple times. Okay, the RGB is starting to go. I don't know why the N60 RGB is not going on right now, but okay. Oh, we already got a display. New CPU installed. Oh wait, CPU fan error? Okay, we are currently in BIOS. The last update was earlier 2021. We can update this later, but plug in the Windows flash drive. I already downloaded the Windows 10 installer from Microsoft's website onto this flash drive, so we can just plug that in. Flick the switch on, turn it on. Okay, we are currently in the Windows install screen. Okay, English, yes. US, install Windows. We're gonna install it on the drive 0 partition 1. Yeah, I titled it new. That is the smaller SSD. Do I have to format it? Okay, we're in command prompt. I think we need to change the MBR disk to GPT. So select disk 0, I believe. All right. Drive 0. Okay, I think we can go now. This is probably gonna take a while.
Wait, so this fan isn't gonna light up?
I don't know, we probably have to fix something. Yeah, this is gonna take a while, so we're gonna cut right here and then take a break and come back when Windows is done installing. All right, we are back. I already downloaded Windows on the PC. I went through the setup. I just selected English as my language, just the basic setup. So we're gonna turn this thing back on and then download all the drivers as well as update BIOS, which I already installed on this USB flash drive. Going into Windows right now. So I already downloaded Google Chrome as well as all the latest Windows updates. I didn't want to show that on camera because that's like the most boring part. Oh,
Still has my old
oh wait, it's lighting up now. Okay, so it turns out with the RGB fans, I didn't plug it in correctly. The USB 2.0 header was not on the pins right, so it is currently plugged in correctly and lighting up, so that is awesome. I don't have to change out the RGB fans. Okay, let's go search up our drivers. So we're gonna search up the Asus B550i motherboard. Okay, and just wait for all those to download. We need to go to disk management and initialize this drive. Okay, we're gonna select GPT since it's default, and we are initializing the drive, which is the brand new M.2 NVMe SSD that we installed. And so now that it is unallocated, we do new simple volume, assign a letter. Wait, what letter do you want? Click finish, and there we go. It is available. So we didn't actually have to do that yet, but we're gonna go in the C drive, click new folder, and make a drivers folder. So we are going to right click and then extract all for all of these. So let's go ahead and do Wi-Fi first. Run the Asus setup application. I also forgot we have to do NVIDIA graphics drivers, which I want to do next. I don't want automatic drivers, so I just want to search it up manually. Let's go 30 series, 3070 Ti, and find the latest one, which should be So drivers basically allow all the components in the PC to work together. When you first install the PC and download Windows, it has basic drivers installed, but we want specific ones from the motherboard manufacturer, which is Asus. And we just want the driver. I don't want GeForce Experience, this extra bloatware on the computer. Express recommended installation, and we just wait. It should only take like 2 minutes. Okay, let's click restart. It's gonna quickly restart, then we'll finish the other drivers. Oh yeah, wait. We should probably record you like your reaction to using a 144 Hz monitor, like for the first time.
Wait, how? Playing games or something?
Yeah, because you've never used a higher refresh rate than 60 Hz, even though you have a monitor that can do it.
But
Make
it's not
that,
gonna
like,
be done like downloading everything by then, is it?
I don't know. We can do it tomorrow or something, but extra video. Okay, so we're in BIOS. The latest version is from January 25th. Tool, easy flash utility. Open up the flash drive, open up the cap file, and click run. Just for anyone else watching this, don't do this during a thunderstorm. And make sure you're using a surge protector as well, because a power surge, a blackout, or whatever could damage your motherboard if you're updating the BIOS. So we're not gonna touch anything. It's just gonna update really quick, and then it's gonna restart. Oh, and then you should use a DisplayPort instead of HDMI for higher refresh rate gaming. So I have a DisplayPort cable for the.
Wait, so it's DisplayPort into a HDMI?
No, it's DisplayPort into DisplayPort because the monitor has DisplayPort.
Wait, really? It's separate from HDMI though?
It's a different port because it supports. I think it supports more bandwidth, so you can play at higher refresh rate.
Wait, so HDMI, this should be just for like monitors that only have HDMI, that only support HDMI cables.
Yeah, you shouldn't really use HDMI unless you use the newest standard, like what the new consoles use. All right, we are back. Ryzen 5 5600X, 32 gigs of RAM. We got 2 SSDs. So we're gonna click F1 to run setup. So now that the BIOS is updated, you can see June 16th, 2021. Let's go to AI Tweaker and go to DOCP profile for the RAM, so it can run at the rated speed, which is 3600 megahertz. Go to Precision Boost Overdrive and enable this. I think that was pretty much about it. We're not going to overclock this system really, besides enabling DOCP profile, because we don't really need to overclock. Let's do some benchmarking software just to make sure temps are fine. Oh my.
Oh wait, so this works for both of the fans? This works for the ring of the...
Yeah, the cooler. And this is the logo.
Can you change the logo? To say
You mean
something
turn it
else?
off? I mean, you can't change it, but you can turn it off. Or just close the light. If you wanted to change the logo to like put a GIF or something, you'd have to get the Kraken Z series. You're gonna delete all this after.
Wait, do I need all this?
It's just like benchmarking software to make sure everything's stable, because you have brand new parts. So
but I only need it for like the initial test, and that's kind of
yeah,
it, right?
you can run it if you want to, like later on. Yeah. We left the dust filters off as well as all the other panels, so this is not going to be a super accurate test for temps, but we're just making sure this isn't skyrocketing to like the high 80s or 90s. Currently 65 degrees Celsius, but it's probably going to get a lot hotter. I'm expecting the mid 70s at least, even with the panels all open. A long-term test would be a lot more appropriate, like keeping this for at least a couple hours, or some people even keep it for like 24 hours or overnight. But we don't have time to do that because we gotta install a bunch of games and stuff and make sure that everything is running. Okay, we're done downloading drivers, updating BIOS, and running a couple quick benchmarks just to make sure everything is stable. So let's turn this thing off and then do a little bit of cable management. Okay, we finished installing drivers on the PC, so now let's do cable management. So I have a bunch of twist ties from the from all the cables, as well as Velcro from the Corsair power supply. So we basically have a mess over here. We're not trying to impress anyone, so we don't have to do the best, and I don't want to use zip ties either, because if we use zip ties, we'll have to cut them eventually if we upgrade anything. So you can route this, route the CPU power cable through the cutout on the right here, and then use the twist ties. Okay, that should fit in there hopefully. Oh wait, we can disconnect this, yeah. Just tuck that under here.
Wait, there's another cable blocking.
Looks
Okay.
good enough. Hopefully the panel is gonna close.
And then this one.
Oh, wait. We should twist tie the... Let's just put a twist tie through all these cables. I don't really want to spend the time to move this out of the way so it's not just running across. But it's not really a big issue. No one's gonna see the other side of this PC case anyway. This is gonna lose.
Alright, it's good.
Oh, this is good. Wait, it's good. Just close it. Okay, we actually didn't use any of the Velcro or many of the twist ties because it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, now that you built your first PC, what'd you think of the process? Like, was it difficult?
You should have told me we were gonna answer this question, or I was gonna answer this question.
Just answer. No, I'm not gonna cut.
Yeah, building a PC was definitely really confusing. Like even with a manual, I wouldn't have been able to do it without someone doing it with me or with like a video example.
This build was probably more complicated than a lot of other first-timer builds because we had an AIO liquid cooler. Most first-time PC builders just use air coolers because there are less cables and less assembly. We also used RGB fans, so that adds complexity. And cable extensions. Most people just use the stock power supply cables because you had extra cables to plug in and it was a lot more difficult. And cable management was also pretty difficult with RGB fans. I mean, we kind of had to stuff them through the cutouts. It's sort of a black and white build with some RGB sprinkled around, and I think it turned out pretty nice. Yet again, everything I mentioned in this build, all the parts are going to be linked in the description below for your convenience if you want to copy the same build as him. Good luck trying to find a 30 series card though, that's gonna be pretty difficult. We're also gonna record another video showing his reaction to using a 144Hz monitor because he's been using a high refresh rate monitor, but not really set to the high refresh rate because he uses a PS4 for gaming. So that's gonna be an interesting video. If you enjoyed this one, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.